if you're seeing this, then this is your full moon in Pisces messages. Hello, welcome. My name is Lara, and today we have the full moon in Pisces. Okay, this is happening on September 7th. So welcome in. We have our oracle cards. We have our tarot cards. We're going to see if we can get a little insight about what it is the universe wants us to focus on underneath this full moon energy. We're going to ask what it wants us to focus on. And then we're going to also ask what it wants us to release and what it wants us to bring in. And we'll see if we can make some sense of it along the way. You know what I mean? So, and listen, this energy is already super palpable. So you may already know what you're trying to get rid of under this full moon energy. I know I certainly do. So, but we're going to take a more in-depth look at it. Like I said, I've got my tarot cards, I've got my oracle cards. We're going to kiki and get into it. So kick back, relax, put your feet up, grab a little bevy, you know, maybe a little coffee, maybe a little, adult beverage, whatever, wherever you are. Okay. If you're seeing this video as well, couple things. Number one, like I said, this is the full moon that is happening on September 7th. This is, in 2025, 2025, September 7th, 2025. And, that is, great if you're seeing this on or around that time. Perfect. Beautiful. These are the energies that we are all swimming in, just astrologically based on what's happening upstairs, right in the sky. So, and time is not linear either. So whether or not you're here around the time of September 7th in 2025, it doesn't really matter, because whatever energies we are channeling here in this reading, there is probably something for you, no matter where you are on the space-time continuum. But again, it's like all happening now. All right. Think of more like, cyclical instead of linear. Okay. So you're tapped in whenever you're finding this. It is a timeless reading for that reason. It is a general reading as well, which is another thing to remember about this reading. General readings are not as specific as your personal readings will be. Okay. A lot of that, there's multiple people coming to this video. So this is really more about the energy patterns and themes that we are all sharing under this energy. And we're all tapped into this, the collective of people that are finding this message. Okay. What resonates with you may not resonate with somebody else. That's fine. Maybe I'll use an example that is super specific to you, or maybe you'll be like, oh, I get what you're saying. Okay. So there's like a lot of ways. Ultimately, at the end of the day, like I always say, it is up to you to decide what messages are for you. Okay. I don't know shit about what you got going on. All right. Unless you've told me, but I haven't really talked to any of you recently. So I don't know what's going on. All right. I may figure it out, but I don't really know. Okay. Because there's a lot coming together, but we're looking at energies, patterns, themes, that we're sharing. And, hopefully you'll get a little insight. You may get a little clarity. Maybe you'll laugh at me a little bit. I don't know. Or with me, or cry, or whatever. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Use it. Okay. That's what we say in acting school. You have to use it. Use those emotions and how you feel. This is a full moon, so you might as well let it out. Ow. Okay. So you know what's right for you. Use your judgment, please. You have a brain in your head, probably, if you're seeing this video, and you're physical, if you're in physical form. Use it, okay? Use your discernment. Please don't just blindly take what I say as fact for you in your life. All right. You get to choose. And, sometimes it's not for you. Sometimes it's for somebody else who's watching the video, or maybe it is for you, or maybe it's for both of you. Okay. You get to decide that. All right. I am never going to I want to see people come to their conclusions and their decisions on their own. I think we don't encourage that enough. We don't encourage people enough to think for themselves and to use their own critical thinking skills. But I do, because that is what sets it apart from just blindly following what somebody says, okay? You got to be careful out there, all right? Not everybody wrapped in love and light is being honest. I'm sad to say it, all right? Don't get got, all right? Use your brain. But that being said, I'm right here with you, and we're going to see what the universe wants us to take a look at today. As far as what is happening astrologically, yes, it's a full moon, which is not super unique. This happens once every month, every 28 days or so, 28 days, 29 days. That is the lunar cycle. If you can hear music, it's outside of my apartment, by the way. There is a huge festival fair happening like a block away from my house. So just let that fold into your experience. Pick up whatever messages you need from that, if you're getting any, okay? But also if there's disruption, that's gonna be why, okay? Just as a little precursor. And what else? Yeah, so it's the full moon in Pisces. This is opposing the sign of Virgo. We're in Virgo season. So Virgo is Pisces opposite. This particular moon, I mean, goodness, Saturn went retrograde. Was it yesterday or was it the 5th? Uranus has also gone retrograde. Maybe Saturn's retrograding today. They're moving around. A lot of people are retrograding. It is a serious time of reflection. This is also our first eclipse of the season. Is that right? Yeah. This is our first, or was our last, maybe our last new moon was an eclipse? I don't remember. We're getting into eclipse season though. This one is definitely eclipse. And eclipse season lasts about 5 or 6 months, I think. So another thing to remember about eclipse season, think about where you were in March of 2025, earlier this year, or in general. Doesn't matter when you're finding this video. Think about what was going on in March of 2025, and think about also what was going on in September of 2024. You should see patterns correlating. Literally look at your calendar if you have to. What was I doing? What was happening? I know for me, I have seen, right? And we've had this 6-month period where we're working on something in particular. All right. This is meant to be the close of that chapter. So if you have done your work, all right, you will be moving into a new version of you. You are shedding an old version of yourself by the time these eclipses are done. All right. The universe is at this time going to bring up more tests for you to make sure that you're done. All right. So pay attention, mind your thoughts, mind your actions, reflect. Everything is in retrograde. Reflect on the lessons you've been learning, and maybe you'll be able to make a different decision this time. Okay. Where that is necessary. So, but also you'll, under this full moon energy, you're also going to be seeing definitely what's not working, but also what is working. Okay. So we're letting go of what's not working. We're focusing in on the things that are working, and we're going to work with this energy, like I said, over the next 6 months. This particular moon is also the corn moon. Okay, this is like a harvest moon, a big harvest moon in like indigenous cultures, harvesting the corn before the fall season. And also it's a blood, it's a blood moon and it's a super moon. What does that mean? Okay, when it's a super moon, that means that the moon is it's at its closest point. So this is the largest it will appear in the sky from our perspective. So she's appearing larger, she's shining brighter because she's closer. And with the blood moon, she is reflecting the sun, the light of the sun in a way that, what is it? It's like refracting the blue, so she appears red. So go outside and take a look. Just look at her. I was out there the other day. Wow. Stunning. Okay. She's gorgeous. But it's a lot. When the moon is a super moon, the energies are intensified. The blood moon also. This is, that's I think it's like in Hindu mythology. This is when like the blood moon is when there are like specifically two demons that eat the moon. And it's sort of representing total darkness. So embrace that imagery as well. Okay. And it's a lot of potent energy. Full moons are already potent energy. Number one, combine a super moon, combine a blood moon. It's big energy, and the eclipse season makes it even more volatile. All right. Rest where you are called to rest. This is not a time, eclipse season is not a time to push where you don't need to push. Because if you are pushing for things that are not meant for you, it could be potentially catastrophic. Now, it could also be amazing, but you can trust a little bit more in the universe. What eclipse season does is it's eclipsing things out of our lives. So whatever is going, let it go. Let it go, honey. Let it go. Because also the eclipse is eclipsing out what's not working and eclipsing in what is meant for you. Okay? Make space for it. All right? You don't have to push too much. If you've already been doing the work and you've been hard working, doing the work, then you shouldn't need to worry too much. Just ride the waves. Okay? Buckle your seatbelt. It's a roller coaster, okay? It's a Ferris wheel, whatever you want. And that's where we are, on top of all of the retrograde energy. So things are volatile. It's a lot. I know where I am because I also have this festival outside of my house. Literally last night, and I am so sensitive to energy. If you know me, you know that is true. Last night, I felt like I was on speed. Like I drank a pot of coffee. I drink decaf. Like I can't even do full calf. All right. That's how sensitive I am. I was so wired and I was home. Like I wasn't like out and about really. Okay. So if you are exhausted, if you are having headaches, right? Like there's a lot going on. The energy is crazy right now. Take it easy on yourself. But we're going to get a little insight as to what we've got going on more particularly for us here. Okay. So, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and just dive in. Okay. I have, my Keepers of the Light Tarot, Oracle deck. This is an Oracle deck. And what we're going to do is, already right out of the gate. I barely had to shuffle that. I told you it's big energy right now. So let me see. I feel so uneventful, but this is who it's supposed to be. Okay. Let's take a look. Charity. Prayer and contemplation. That's really pretty with the roses. Roses are a very magical flower as well. What she says is connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. That is so interesting because this is not typically a time to manifest. But ask and you shall receive. And you know what's funny? My head jumped right to manifesting, but the reality is ask and you shall receive. It could also be about something leaving your life. Okay, great. Yes. Let's see what the book here has to say. Charity. Where is she? It's giving Sweet Charity. I don't know if you know that musical. Okay. Charity. Faith, hope, and charity are a trinity of archangels who are dedicated to helping us regain our natural traits of kindness, trust, and faith in the highest good. Charity is the twin flame of Archangel Chamuel. She is a great spirit that encourages us to undertake the spiritual practices of prayer and meditation. Prayer and meditation may be good for you at this time. Prayer is the way we speak with the divine, and meditation is the way we open ourselves to receive the answers we need to hear. Charity is also the angel who kisses the forehead of all those who pray in support of others. She absolutely loves to see this kindness because it creates an inspirational healing wave of goodwill to the world. The powerful Archangel Charity is drawing close to you at this time because she has recognized that you have goodness in your heart and you have put others first. She brings you thanks and support. Move into prayer and meditation with regard to any decision you have to make at this time. You are being guided to take the time to breathe and receive. Just breathe and receive. Don't need to push it. Know that you will have a real surge of intuition when it's time to move forward. Thank the angels for guiding you towards your highest good and welcome Charity into the space with you. So welcome, Charity. So pretty. I love the pink with the red roses. Okay. Great. Okay. So, that being said, we've got Charity here with us who is going to show us what we're meant to focus on at this time. So let's let Charity oversee the reading here today. Let me give a second here because we're going to pull 3 cards. Oh man, heavy hitters already. My goodness. But we're going to pull 3 cards and ask, with our first card, we'll be asking what it is that we're meant to focus on, okay? I'm sorry, I didn't do a pre-shuffle. So let me do, the shuffle's gonna take a little longer, okay? Listen, it's all about the experience over here, okay? It's just like, it is what it is, just like be in your element, just like breathe and receive and like whatever. Okay. Okay. Here we go. And this part here, you need to shuffle. And okay, so let's ask, can we please have our first card here? Charity is here with us. Could we please have our first card for the reading? What is it in this first card that we're meant to focus on? Pew! Okay. Let's ask also, what is it we are meant to let go of? Considering this thing that we're meant to let go of, or what are you, that's too many. Okay. But that's it. Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, great. My words are getting jumbled up right now. So just give me 1 second. This card is the card of what we will need to release in order to focus on. And then let's get a card of what we'll be calling in while we work with this energy. Let's get a card of what we're calling in. That's the one. Uh-huh. Give me a second. This is pretty big energy. Okay. You want to see if we can make some sense of this? All right, we're going to start with our shadow cards. Shadow cards are representing our subconscious. This is just below the surface. For us, this is the energy that is directing, controlling everything that we have happening in our lives right now. There's a real sense of authority that we have coming through our subconscious. Okay, this is masculine energy. The Emperor is all about strategy. You can see the chess piece here. It's a divine strategy. So it's a strategy that is very much in tune with the universe. But it is strategy. This is Aries, Mars energy as well. It is action oriented. The red is representing passion, okay? You don't build an empire for yourself if you're like at all, you know, feeling mediocre about it, basically. So this is really big energy coming up from under the surface. I'm seeing a real, like, you know, we are really taking responsibility and authority for ourselves and our lives, the lives that we are divinely creating here, okay? The counterpart of the Emperor is the Empress. Now, where the Empress is the feminine energy and she is sort of like that void creatrix, this is the actionable steps that bring the manifestation down into the reality. These are the steps that I take to create the vision that I have channeled through myself, okay? So that's what this energy is. Beneath that, we also have the Eight of Cups. So this is like, I mean, this is giving a lot of, well, we'll get into it when we read the cards. A lot of what we're going to talk about is boundaries. And I think that's so interesting with Charity, who is focused on prayer and contemplation, because you might be like, boundaries, how does Charity feels a little boundaryless sometimes. But I think a lot of that is that we confuse a lack of boundaries with charitable actions, when really you cannot give of yourself unless you are taking care of you first, right? It's the same thing when you fly and they say, put your oxygen mask on first before you put help someone with theirs. It's that same kind of, you got to take care of yourself first before you can be of service to others. Okay. Boy, don't I know it. So an Eight of Cups, we're walking away from things that no longer serve us here. We're walking into a brighter future as well. It may be painful and emotional to do this, but we are really, we're ready to do this. Okay. In whatever way we need to. Death and rebirth coming right after that. This is fundamental transformation. We will not be the same person that we once were. We are stepping into a new version of ourselves who is taking authority, who has the authority, who is taking control of this life, okay? But in order to do that, you literally have to leave the past behind and step into this new version of who you are. Look, he's ready to go. He's like, let's go already. And the Four of Cups, the way that we do this is by focusing on, yes, it's acknowledging what we don't have. Okay. Maybe acknowledging what we've lost, but it is hyper focused on what we do have, the beauty that we do have. And gratitude is a good way to cultivate this. Okay. And we're seeing that we're like, I think it's really interesting, this energy too, because it's not like we're not delusional about it. Like, oh, everything is great. We know that there's stuff that it's like, this is not ideal. But we're focusing on what is working here with this energy, okay? Which is constructive. This is how we get out of the place that we don't want to be and into this new place that we do want to be, okay? And then below that, we also have the Devil card in reverse. So again, this is we'll be leaving a lot of those self-sabotaging behaviors, those limiting beliefs that have been really stuck, that have been sticking, okay? That have like those voices in your head that have been like, no, this really is like, you're crazy. What do you mean? Like this is as good as it gets. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is like very like, this could be very gaslighty energy. This can be empty, a lot of empty words here, right? Yeah, because if we're not seeing actions line up, we've got the Lovers card here, so that is indicating too that there is a real harmonious balance of our own masculine and feminine coming into being together, okay? But we have to let go of these thoughts, these stories that are keeping us from our expansion that is currently happening, okay? So that's all underneath the surface for us. And then also, which is funny because on the bottom of our other deck, we have the Divine Director. And this is really, this is like, look at this. I feel like it's the same. It's just different colors. Divine Direct. Yeah. So anyway, glossing over that. So, but as far as our cards, what do we have on the table? Let's talk about how this energy is coming through the conscious mind. Right now, what we are meant to focus on is where our boundaries are too thin. Okay? Even in this upright position, we have somebody who, it's not like a fortress. Okay? Let's be real. But this person has built up a fence, and this person is standing guard and is like, I know you better not. Okay, in this position, I think there's a lot that we're letting get in. Maybe we're too tired to keep up with the maintenance of the boundaries. I can identify with that. This could be like energetic boundaries too. This doesn't necessarily, sometimes boundaries are like about setting a precedent, whether that is communicated or it's something that you decide for yourself. I am no longer accepting this in my space. But also it can be energetic as well. So there is something about maybe we're tired. It's been a long journey getting to where we are now. We have built some defenses, but we need to focus on where those defenses are weak. Yes. This is not to in a way to discourage you. Okay. Again, thinking about that Four of Cups energy. This is not about like, I'm not doing good enough. This is about, okay, what am I doing that is working, that is going to reinforce this boundary here? And fix it and patch it up. It's like I'm seeing patches, but specifically, though, it's not even duct tape. It is like the industrial strength tape that you slap on to of like containers so that water doesn't leak. Maybe you tried fixing some things with duct tape, but the water is still leaking. Okay. So despite however, like, beaten down, downtrodden, or tired you are, staying vigilant at these boundaries. This is really about, and we're in Virgo season, man. And Virgo is all about detail. It's not that you're not doing good where you are. It's just that the universe is saying, patch this hole up before it becomes a real problem. There may be several, okay? You will know what's right for you, but that's what I'm getting. We're working with boundaries here for this full moon, okay? I get it, because especially with like all of the energy that has been around for me this weekend, yeah, no. I was literally in my house and it still got in. Remember that? I just said it? That's an example of me. Okay, now, in order to focus on this, okay, what are we letting go? I think this is so interesting. I think it's really interesting. What we're letting go, we have the High Priestess card in the upright position. I think we are letting go here very much in a spiritual sense. We talked about with charity, prayer, and meditation. Okay, opening up. Prayer is how we ask, and meditation is how we receive our answers. So let go, like that third eye, that crown chakra. Let that go. Let that open up. Take the space. The High Priestess sits at the veil between the conscious and the subconscious minds. Okay, she is the gatekeeper. But you have to tap in. You have to let yourself open that up. So letting go of any restriction around receiving the messages that you need to receive. I think you're going to get a lot of downloads at this time. But it's not something you're going to be able to physically, you have to intuit all of this. Also because it's Pisces energy. A lot of Pisces energy right now. Saturn's retrograde in Pisces. The moon is in Pisces. Although technically the moon is in Aquarius if you're looking at the sky. But because of the calendar and time, it's Pisces. Anyway, whatever. We're not going to get into that in this video. But Pisces is all about the subconscious. So like let go into the subconscious. The answers will be there. They're ready. They're right under the surface and they're ready for you, but you need to tap in. And a lot of times the reason we can't tap in is because we're like hanging on to something. So you've got to tap in. That's what's being asked of us at this time, so that we can identify where these weak spots are in our defenses, okay? In our, defenses, fences, boundaries, okay. And then the energy that we are, and this, like, honestly, this makes so much sense. I got a pretty quick read on it, but the energy was big enough. I just needed to sit with it because we have a lot of major arcana cards here. This is monumental energy shifting. We have two major arcana cards supporting the Nine of Wands, which is what we're meant to focus on. We had the Emperor. We had the Death card. Okay. We had the Devil card. We had the Lovers card. And the Lovers and the Devil are twin energy as well. So, it's big. It's big energy. But we have, what we're bringing in is the Justice card in reverse, which I think is so, like, such an interesting way for them to deliver this message to us. Justice in reverse is about something being unfair, okay? A sense of injustice. I think what I'm picking up here, though, what we're bringing in, girl, this is villain era. A lot of times, too, when you have weak boundaries and you start to reinforce your boundaries, you become the villain in someone else's story. Okay? So I think this is like a little cheeky way to describe it, but it is like, don't compromise these boundaries. Once you identify what it is, okay? What we're bringing in is this sense of like, yeah, I'm not compromising this. I don't care if it doesn't feel fair to you. It's fair and right for me. Okay? I think there will be a sense of being like, oh, I'm being too mean. I'm not being charitable. I'm not being nice. But when you are focusing on centering yourself with self-love and taking care of yourself, taking accountability and responsibility for the life that you are building, okay? You're moving out of victim mindset, all right? Have you ever met a people pleaser? Have you been a people pleaser? The first time I said no as a recovering people pleaser, the first time I set a boundary, I felt absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Physically ill. And it's because I was so conditioned with this idea that like, I have to be nice to other people first. I have to give of myself first. But I had gotten to a place in my life where I had given so much of myself, and people also came and just took. That's the thing. It's both things are happening. People are coming to take, and if you are not aware, you're just letting them take. You're just letting them walk across your fences, right? So to set those initial boundaries feels really mean, but it is mean in the sense that like, it's because they're no longer getting what they were getting from you before. Okay? So bring in this idea of like, she's in her villain era. You are not out here doing things to purposely harm people. If you are, you're probably not watching this video. Let's be real. Or if you are, you're like waking up to some stuff about yourself. No matter how much someone else may be like gaslighting you or trying to convince you that something is something different, you will, by letting go into your subconscious, you will be seeing the truth. And the truth is, you're going to need to look like the villain in their story, okay? Because the reality is, they are not doing you any justice by continuing to overrun your boundaries. I said it. Okay. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense for me. We're going to see how it manifests, and it's going to manifest for each of us differently. Okay. And let's see, I forgot to pull this out, but let me get out my moon deck. Okay. And that's what we're meant to focus on for the full moon. But let's give it a little punctuation, shall we? Maybe Spirit has like some, I know. Okay. Maybe Spirit has some words of encouragement or or advice for us, or just like a nice little like sentiment to take moving forward, let's wrap this up with a pretty pink bow, okay? And we're gonna do, we're gonna pull one of our moon deck cards and see how we can pull this all together, okay? So could we please have one moon deck card for the collective? Just a little something to reiterate or encourage, or, you know, advice on how we're gonna move through. Oh, is it two? Okay, all right, I dropped one. Just give me 1 second. I can't. It's actually 3 cards. So I think it's, honestly, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I really need to read through the book here. We're going to start with the cards that fell on the floor. We have, I could not make it up if I tried. We have play is my pathway to joy. This is also leading me to believe that this may be around your creativity or your creative energy, your creative life force, okay? Play is my pathway to joy. Maybe you haven't felt safe to play. Time to create some safe place, some safe place here. The second card that fell, that's number 23. This is number 3. And we also have number 13. Okay. Dead. Healthy boundaries keep me centered and balanced. Hello. Have you been feeling a little uncentered lately? Healthy boundaries keep me centered and balanced, okay? Play keeps you in your joy. Healthy boundaries keeps you feeling safe enough to play. I'm a creative person who does not feel safe to play. I'm working on it. I'm a late bloomer. And then the card that came out, our third card, number 13. So we have 3, 13, and 22. All right. I am ready. Thank you. That's it. That's it. So this has already gone on long enough, but that's okay. I am ready. Thank you. So dance under the moonlight, play, have fun, enjoy yourself, create healthy boundaries. If somebody doesn't like that you are having a good time, fuck them. All right, fuck them, right? Because you are ready, and be grateful. You're ready. Woo! This is just the beginning of eclipse season, honey. You better take a picture now, because you're not going to recognize who you are in the next 6 months, okay? You may not recognize yourself after this moon, all right? So take a picture because it's going to last longer. That's it. That's all I've got. If you like this video, all right, I say it every video. If you liked it, I'm so glad you were here. Give me a like. Follow the account. Subscribe, whatever you want to do. I don't really care. All right. You do whatever you want to do. I'm here. Come back and find me if this resonated with you. I also do weekly, forecast readings, Tarot Tuesdays. We take a look at the energy that's coming up in the week, see how we can work with that as we go. And I do full moon and I do new moon. So you know where to find me. I'll be here. And thank you for joining me. I am wishing you so much luck. I feel like though this energy is big energy, it is really like, this is like when you're writing something and you're like the last stages of editing. You've done all the work. It's there on the page. You are fine tuning the details around these boundaries, okay? So that's it. That's all I got. There's all kinds of information too in the description box if you want to connect with me any other way. Other things that I offer as well. So I do private readings. I read at events. I do all kinds of things. It's a lot. I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, you can find that all in the description box below. And I am going to focus on this for myself as well. I'm right here with you. So best of luck to all of us, and I will see you on the other side.